Welcome back, everybody. My name is Tank. Today we're talking about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. I'll be giving you my thoughts about where we are in the market, as well as where I think we might be going in the short to near future. Before I jump into the charts, I'm going to remind you guys of the giveaway that I have, where I will be giving away a 50-inch flat screen TV to one lucky subscriber of this channel once we hit 1,000 subs. So if you like what you just heard, hit that like button. Definitely hit that sub button, because when we cross over 1,000 subscriptions for this channel, I will be pulling at random live here on YouTube from a current subscriber list one lucky individual and shipping them a free 50-inch flat screen TV. It don't even matter where you're at. I'll ship it worldwide. As long as I can get it to you, I'll ship it to you. With that being said, guys, let's jump on into CoinMarketCap to get a better idea of where I almost forgot where we were going. CoinMarketCap to get a better idea of what we're looking at as far as the total market cap evaluation is. Right now, we're sitting at $1.93 trillion. So we're basically at where we were yesterday. Matter of fact, a few days ago, we were above $2 trillion, and we'd be coming in and out of $2 trillion for the entire market of crypto. And I told you guys, when we are going through those motions, to expect volatility in and around the charts. It's a big milestone. It's a huge hurdle for the entire crypto space. So as we try to conquer that $2 trillion level for the total market cap evaluation of crypto, expect volatility, guys. It's going to just be like that. That's the way it is. When we do capture $2 trillion and stay above it for a whole 24 hours, be mindful of the pump that's going to come right behind that. Imagine how bullish that is going to be for the entire space of crypto when we can capture $2 trillion and stay above it for a whole 24 hours. With that being said, guys, let's take a look at the top 10 coins in crypto to get a better idea of what we're looking at for them. Bitcoin is up 1.91% over the past 7 days. Ethereum's actually down 1.2%. BNB and ADA have been fighting for that number 3 spot right now. BNB has it. It is up 10.2%. Cardano, the number 4 token, which will probably be the number 3 later, but is up 20% as we make this video. XRP is up 17.5%. Dogecoin is up 16.4%. Polkadot is up 22.6%. And Solana has bumped Uniswap out of the top 10 list and is now up 76% over the past 7 days, guys. I know I don't talk a lot about Solana. I do hold a pretty good size of Solana, which I bought at like $24. Of course, I wish I bought more, but you know, hindsight quarterbacking. It is what it is. We can only work with what we got. I'm still overall very happy that Solana has pumped so quickly. I knew it was obviously why I bought it, but I didn't think it was going to happen like that. But so is the crypto market, right? I keep telling you guys, whenever you think you have it figured out, that's when the market flips you on your head and does the complete opposite. So I'm very happy that it didn't take as long as I thought it would take for Solana to pump, but big ups to everybody that holds Solana. Congrats to Solana and their entire team. You're now back into the top 10 list. I don't even know. I have to go back and correct myself. I don't even know if they ever were in the top 10 list. But if you guys just got in on the top 10 list, congrats to you guys. Let's move on over to Bitcoin and check out the 4-hour time frame. As you guys can see right now, we're trading Bitcoin for $45,368. It is trying its best to rally back up out of $44,000. Do I think that we hold above $45,000? Only time will tell. Let's take a look at the charts to get a better idea of where we possibly might be going over the next 24 to 48 hours. Right now, this is the 50 EMA, this green line right here, and we are trying to rally and get above it. The 50 EMA, I've been pointing out to you guys over the past few videos, has held up quite well ever since initiating this pump back on the 21st of last month. Guys, let me show you guys what I'm talking about if you guys missed my last videos. So this is the 50 EMA, the green line, right? So we rallied, started this pump, jumped off the 50 EMA here once, broke through it, because with every pump there's a dump. You got to expect it. But we shortly therefore after rallied, recapturing the 50 EMA, then bouncing off it again for a second time, rallied hard, bounced off it for a third time, fourth time, kind of for a fifth time, broke through it. Because obviously we're in that ascending triangle, which was a bearish triangle. I think a lot of people just kind of self-fulfilled that narrative of being bearish. So we broke below the 50 EMA. But right now it looks much like we did right here, where we had a 4-day drawdown on the Bitcoin's price of about 12.5% or something like that. But right now this is like a 3-day drawdown at like 7%. We'll measure that out here in a second. But it looks very, very similar, does it not? It looks kind of like it's trying to rhyme on previous price action. Remember, guys, patterns don't repeat themselves, but they do rhyme. And it does look like it's trying to rhyme this pattern here. Oops, sorry. So it looks like it's trying to rhyme this pattern here. That's what it looks like right now to me. So it's right below the 50 EMA. It does look like right now on Market Cipher B, on the lower section of the chart, which is Market Cipher B, it looks like it's trying to recapture that 50 EMA Only time will tell. Don't try to front run anything. I'm just pointing out what I'm seeing right now. It does look like it's trying to recapture this. I told you guys in my previous videos, let me show it to you guys now. The 3 likely scenarios back when we were testing this support line at 50 EMA, I told you guys either we were going to fall out of our pants and doo-doo, or we were going to go sideways, or we were going to bounce off the 50 EMA and this weak support line and rally back up. Obviously, we didn't do the last one, but we did do the second one. We went sideways. You have to prepare yourself for 3 scenarios always. There's always 3 choices. It's not just up and down. There's always a third choice, and the third choice looks like it's playing out right now. Matter of fact, if I zoom in on the chart, you can see that I have these lines right now that are support and resistance, support, resistance, and right now Bitcoin is just playing within those lines. If we just maintain and go sideways within this channel, I still think that all the altcoins, especially Ethereum, especially ADA, obviously Solana, is going to really, really do well over the next 2 months, especially ADA, but I'll get to that in just a little bit. So right now we are where we are. We can only work with what we got. We do have on Market Cipher B a green dot. I will tell you guys and point out that we are still in the red here. I like to look for 3 things happening on Market Cipher B before I take a position. You know, one, I cross-reference with other lower time frames, but we'll do that in a second. But as far as just the signals down here, I like to see my RSIs curving up like they are right now. I like to get a confirmation right here, whether it be one single green dot or double dots. And then I have to have that third confirmation of that green money flow in on Market Cipher B, guys. I have to have 3 confirmations. If I don't have 3 confirmations, I'm sitting it out. Just like I'm doing right now. Not financial advice. You can front run it if you want. I necessarily don't ever preach that to anybody. I always preach the opposite, actually, of letting the market tell you what it wants to do and then you being reactive to it. You could call it breakout trading. You could call it whatever you want. That's just my mindset when it comes to trading. I let the market tell me what it wants to do and then I go with the flow. I never try to fight the flow of the market, because that's how people get wrecked, in my opinion. 9 out of 10 people are going to get cut up and wrecked if they try to go against the grain. So I like to go with the flow. Again, not financial advice, just what I like to do. If I go down here on the 3-hour time frame to get a better idea of what we're looking at, we see on the 3-hour, we also have the same confirmation that we do on the 4-hour. The setups looked almost identical. The RSIs are trying to curve back up here. They're pinching together right now on Market Cipher B. We do have that green dot, but again, we are still in the red. So I am just sitting this out. We are still above this trend, which is the support line currently, but I need to see this hold up before I actually get back in on it. Now, what I'm per se looking for is maybe on these time frames getting above the 50 EMA, and if we can get above the 50 EMA and show further confirmation and signals down here in Market Cipher B, maybe I'll get in on a signal on a trade if the signals show me it. But again, I'm waiting for the market to show me. If we go on the 2-hour time frame, you can see that the RSIs are now pinched together quite well and are pointing firmly back up, still in the red though. So keep that in mind. We do have pretty good anchors, although they aren't past the 60 line here, which again is one of the things that I have to look for as far as my signals to get in a position. But that's what I'm seeing right now, guys. We can go to the 1-hour time frame, but I'm sure it looks much like the 2-hour. Yep, it looks like it's going to be crossing over for the RSIs, that 60 line. We are still in the red, so I'm like kind of leery about this price action back to the upside. I'm grateful for it. I want to see Bitcoin do well and stay within this channel, go sideways or rally back up. But right now I'm kind of hesitant. I want to see what the market movers and market makers decide to do. I think all in all, if I go back to the 4-hour time frame, I think they're just testing liquidity pools. I think the market movers and market makers, the ones that are attached to these exchanges, because like I always say, they're out there. Don't ever get that wrong, guys. There are people that are attached to these exchanges that see the liquidity more clear than we could ever see. They see your positions. They see the fees that are generating. They see the longs. They see the shorts. They know when to push the button, whether it be red or green. They do, guys. It's a thing. We've seen it before. That's what happened here. Excuse me. That's what happened here. That's what happened here. That's what happened when people were overly bearish here and had way too many short positions. They pushed the green button, fulfilled the needs, reap all of the rewards of those fees on those exchanges. And again, you know, while that does sound illegal, and yes, it probably is, there is people that are attached to those exchanges that have those kind of insights. You know, it's not you and me, obviously, so we can only work with what we got, and that is the charts. But you guys have to understand that that's an actual thing. People right here got overly bearish saying that this was a dead cat bounce, and then what did they see? They saw the fees. The market makers saw the liquidity buildup. They saw the chance to liquidate people. They did just that. Boom, shot it back up. So with these moves, honestly, guys, getting back to my point, I think right now what they're doing is they're just testing liquidity pools. All in all, I do think that they're not per se moving that market. They initiate the snowball effect where they just flick a little bit of downward momentum when things are looking primed to do. Like here, they just, they just initiate it, and then the retail sentiment takes over and they fulfill it, the market makers' wishes. Sorry for stuttering so much. But they just initiate the move, guys, and then retail fulfills their needs and wants, guys. So again, that's what's happening right here. They're just testing it. Retail comes down here, and then we're seeing some really good support so far by the buyers. But that's what I suspect is happening right now. I told you guys last time when we had this drawdown that it looked really, really weak, and it was, honestly, guys. It looked really, really weak, and that was because it was just retail and investors and traders doing the selling there. And obviously, if you guys do your homework, there's less and less Bitcoin on markets to sell. So unless you're, unless you're leveraged, unless you're, taking super big risk, which a lot of people aren't anymore, especially after going through this whole scenario here. I think a lot of people are a lot more cautious about their positions and being over leveraged and overextended. These recent pull downs have not been as effective as when the market movers initiated the pull downs here. So again, I told you guys for other reasons as well why I thought this was weak. One being that the wicks on the bottom of these candles and the time frame it took for us to get to 12%. It was a little over 4 days, almost 5 days. Look at what's happening right now, guys. Not to draw conclusions and not to just keep rambling on. Look at what's happening right now. This is taking almost the same amount of days. It's 3 days, 4 hours currently. We're not even into that double-digit figure, guys. Last time we saw this drawdown, oops, let me go and get that absolutely correct. It started here. 3 days was about here, and we were already in double-digit drawdown range. 3 days, 4 hours, the same amount of time frame that we're currently at. So we're still, again, doing better than what we previously did. I still think that this is healthy. This is absolutely normal. We need to welcome pullbacks. We need to expect them in order for us to see healthy price increases on these assets. I know I keep saying that, but I'm going to keep saying it until I feel like people actually get it. Right now, although I'm not taking a position, my opinion is it still looks okay until we actually get that real big sign from the market saying like, no, this is over. I'm not going to do this anymore. The market makers just had enough of us. That's when I'm not going to say we're totally bearish just yet, guys. I'm just not. This looks okay. So long as we hold within this channel, which we're just above it right now. Keep that in mind. It could change at any given moment. I'll give you guys my 3 case scenarios. Again, it's real simple. Either we poo-poo our pants, either we range here for the remainder, or we catch some kind of support and come back up into this rising ascending wedge, which is still technically bearish, but we can come back into that channel and test this next level of resistance, which would still be $48,000, the same level of resistance which we've been faced with over the past few weeks, guys. This was that level of resistance here. That was that level of resistance there. It is what it is. Let's just be realistic about things until the market moves and tell us otherwise. Don't go running around overextending yourself and being too bearish, because we saw what happened the last time you guys did that. You guys got wrecked. Just putting it out there, not being overly bullish, not being overly bearish, just kind of even kill. Be prepared for all 3 scenarios. Let's move on over to Ethereum and get a realistic idea of what we could be dealing with. Now, again, guys, I'm going to tell you what I have here for Ethereum. I changed these lines because I realized in some of the DMs I was getting, some people are colorblind, and I was using yellow on yellow, and this line right here with the 50 MA was also yellow, and it got kind of confusing. I apologize if it's still kind of confusing. This is what works for me. But right now on Ethereum's 4-hour time frame, as you guys can see, we were ranging within support and resistance for some time, just ping-ponging before coming back down, because Bitcoin came out of that ascending wedge pattern, coming back down here, crossing through that 50 EMA and that last level of support or the support line. We came back down here, but then we rallied. And now, if you guys can see, if I zoom in on here, we had this downward support line, which I was keeping an eye on, and I wasn't going to flip my position until Ethereum broke this trend line here, this downward trend line. Until Ethereum came back up and over it, I wasn't going to change my position. So I have sold my positions when I had profits, like I always preach to you guys. I sold it. I'm okay. I'm waiting for Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, to tell me when to get back in. Right now, on the 4-hour time frame, we have not crossed back over and kept over this downward trend line. Until we do that, I'm not going to get back in. Not financial advice. You guys do you. If you know better, you see something I don't see, by all means, go at it. But I'm waiting for the market to tell me differently. I want to see Ethereum rally back up, get back over that 50 EMA, which is right around here, and then recapture that line. Guys, I think, again, this is just market movers, market makers, testing liquidity pools. If you guys do your homework about ETH, you would know that there's less and less ETH on exchanges for people to buy and or sell. So there's that. And then there's also the EIP 155 burning mechanism that is burning more ETH than is getting put back in to the environment. Guys, I know I keep saying that, but it's honestly a thing. Go ahead and look it up. I know there's some doubters, and I am or was a skeptic about it because, Ethereum doesn't have a set supply. It's infinite. They have regular intervals that they put back into as far as like the use, as far as the, what am I trying to say, is that gets put back in per the use cases of what, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you get it. They have set intervals of supply that they put back into the environment, but the burning mechanism at the rate that it's currently burning, and you can look it up by follow the burn. There's multiple other websites will show you the amount of ETH that's being burnt currently. If you look at the current burn rate, they're burning far more ETH than they're putting back in. So if that mechanism stays where it's at and the burn rate stays where it's at, it'll actually eventually catch up, and there will be a supply crisis like many people are talking about for Ethereum, which will drive the price up over the long term. So I get that traders are buying and selling right now and people make money up and or down. But if you're a long-term investor of ETH, I definitely would not be selling your ETH to anybody, because what you're doing is just selling it to somebody else because the markets don't have it and other people have a lot more patience to see those fruits bear. So if you have the patience and you're not hurting for money, my suggestion, not financial advice, is just to wait it out, guys, because we will start seeing higher price points, especially in the later part of this year for Ethereum. With that being said, guys, on the 4-hour time frame, we are seeing a green dot. Market Cipher B is still in the red as far as money flow goes. We are having a pretty thick and deep anchor wave. It's below the 60 on the 4-hour. If you look at the 3-hour time frame, of course, it's going to look probably much like Bitcoin. This one looks a little bit worse, though, because we are seeing some still downward momentum on the RSIs on the 3-hour. If you see here, one of them's pointing downwards, the other one's trying to round up. It's meeting together. We are still in the red as far as money flow goes, even though we are printing a good anchor and a green dot. We have not captured this trend line to the downside on Market Cipher A. So as it looks like it's saying, hey, we are oversold, which I do think we are a bit oversold. We might catch a rally here in the next few hours. Right now, it's just not that time for me, at least. On the 2-hour time frame, you can see that the RSIs have pinched together and are pointing back up. We are still in the red. We did not get a very deep anchor on the 2-hour, although we did recently catch a green dot and have since then rallied up over. On the 2-hour, see, we are above that trend line, but I like to get confirmations from the 4 to the 24. So on the 1-hour, again, things look better from the 1 to the 2-hour, but we still don't have that third confirmation of money flow. So again, I'm just waiting it out. I'm waiting for the market to tell me what it wants to do. And I'm also really, really hesitant always whenever I see these yellow X's on Market Cipher A. That usually indicates market manipulation to some degree. Of course, there was market manipulation here. And then what happened after we rallied really hard, to be honest with you. So is that the same thing? I don't know. I'm just pointing out what I saw recently. The last time we had a yellow X was back here, and look what happened. Boom, out of the socks, right? Just clean out of the socks. It blew our socks off. Gosh, I'm really horrible at analogies today, but you guys got what I was saying. Let's move on over to ADA. ADA right now on the 4-hour time frame is doing quite well, to be honest with you, trading at $2.10. Now, I have some ADA that I'm still long on. I sold some of my positions when we got to 214 just because of the price action yesterday. I wanted to be sure that I was going to be realizing profits. And like I say to everybody else, always realize profits when they're there to be realized. So I'm in profits either way. I do have about a small position. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what it is, but I do have a good small position left for when price action does move to the upside, which I do think will happen here shortly for me to reap those benefits. But again, look at that right now on the 4-hour. We are well above the 50 EMA for ADA, guys. We have been well above the 50 EMA for some time now. And until that stops, I'm not going to be bearish at all about. There's too many technical things happening inside and outside of the charts for ADA to be bearish. Japan's going to be listing it on their own exchange. let me actually go right off the charts real quickly and show you guys something. Coinbase launches their exchange in Japan. That was just broke a little while ago on the news for Decrypt. So there'll be multiple avenues of the Japanese investors and or traders to get ADA, not only on their exchange, but on Coinbase as well when it gets listed there, guys. Too many things looking really, really bullish. Smart contracts right around the corner as long as nothing crazy happens for ADA. The price action to the upside potentially for ADA is far outweighing any risk to the downside right now. And honestly, I was saying on yesterday's recent price action to the downside, I drew out this trend line to the downside, and I said to myself, I'm not going to get back in until it reverses. And right now it has gotten above it again. So I'm looking for another position. Matter of fact, I'll be honest with you, I do actually have some positions opened at $2.04, and then I have another position at $1.98, just in case we see something happen like we saw yesterday, which, you know, at any given time could happen. I always say prepare yourself for 3 different scenarios: sideways action, dumpiness, or a run to the upside. So you got to be prepared in each direction. But that's what I'm seeing right now for ADA. Right now on the 4-hour time frame, you can see RSIs are starting to point back downwards. We are still deep in the green, guys. One of the best things about ADA for the past few days, have we been deep in the green on the 4-hour time frame. We've never come out of that. If you see here on the 3-hour time frame, we do see that we could be coming back down just a little bit. Matter of fact, see, I'm hoping that we do. Like I said, I have a position open to catch some more ADA at $2.04. But it's not a very big position, to be honest with you. But on the 3-hour, we went from green back to red. We do show us a sell signal here, and the RSIs are looking like it's curving back down. So we could see some sell pressure come back on the charts for ADA. Now I'm looking for this trend line to be bounced off of here, guys. That's what I'm looking for as far as ADA's timeline goes. I'm looking for this to happen and us to keep rallying back up to the upside. That's what I think will happen in short to near future for ADA, especially with everything that I already said to you guys in this video prior. But that's what I'm seeing right now on the 2-hour time frame. You can see that the RSIs right down here are starting to form back up. We are still in the red for money flow, so keep that in mind. All in all, though, guys, 1-hour time frame. All in all, guys, things look really good. Yeah, see, look right here. We got mixed signals. We are still deep in the red as far as money flow goes on the 1-hour. We did catch a sell or buy signal here on the 1-hour, which is a trigger signal. But RSIs are pointing back up, much like the 2-hour. We're getting mixed confirmations. I don't know if you want to get in on this. I'm waiting it out. Like I said, I have sell or buy positions here at $1.98, and then I have some at $2.04. So bought it right underneath these wicks is where I'm looking to buy, and I'm also looking to buy right here on this trend line. But that's what I have right now. That's what I'm seeing in the charts, guys. If you guys like what you heard, don't forget to hit that like button. Definitely hit that sub button. We have that giveaway going on for a 50-inch flat screen TV. I'm trying to be supportive to the people who are supporting me. I want to grow this channel and get my views and my opinions about the market, which I try to be as unbiased as possible to as many people as I possibly can. Hopefully it helps people, and if it does, that's all I'm trying to do. So with that being said, guys, remember, don't overextend. Stay in profits. Realize profits when you have them. Stay blessed. Peace.